The streets of York Region have seen a concerning rise in violent crime in recent weeks, but it's who is carrying out those attacks that's perhaps the most disturbing. More and more children are getting involved. A 12-year-old boy who allegedly shot a man while out on bail is out on bail again, even though he was just charged with attempted murder. The victim's family is speaking out tonight.
That somebody so young would be equipped with a gun to go out and carry these kind of heinous attacks in the middle of the day is just mind-boggling and preposterous for us.
Even police are shocked by the suspect's age.
You can only be arrested when you hit 12. The fact that someone this young is already being charged with one of the most serious offenses that you can find, like this is unbelievable.
Mr. Razvi has asked us to hide his identity. His nephew was shot in front of his own home back in August while he was sitting in his car.
That a shooter comes out of the car and is hiding beside a car that's parked parallel to my nephew's car. After waiting for 3 minutes, the shooter got impatient, and we believe he just came right beside the door of the car and started shooting.
The victim, who is in his early 30s, is expected to make a full recovery, but the attack has left the family shaken.
We're all walking on eggshells, not knowing what's going to happen next. We're quite paranoid with regards to, seeing unknown people or unknown vehicles outside of our house. And so we're constantly living in that fear, not knowing what's going to happen next.
York Regional Police say the 12-year-old suspect was arrested for unrelated violent offenses and was released. On August 14th, the boy allegedly opened fire on Mr. Razvi's nephew near McCowan and 14th Avenue in Markham. Police believe this was a targeted attack, but wouldn't expand on the motive. A couple weeks later, the boy was arrested and charged with attempted murder, discharging a firearm with intent, possession of property obtained by crime, and 2 counts of failing to comply with a release order. York Regional Police arrest this 12-year-old, and then what happens?
Well, after we arrest this 12-year-old for attempted murder, investigators do what's known as a show cause. Once this 12-year-old went up to the courts, he was released on bail. And again, we're talking the next day.
Premier Doug Ford has been pushing Ottawa for changes to the criminal code, and the Prime Minister has signaled they are coming.
We have to make sure we have bail reform, and we need mandatory sentences. So when someone gets charged with a heinous crime, they need to stay in jail. They can't be released. And I couldn't be clearer over and over again with the Prime Minister. He's told me they're going to make the appropriate changes, and I take him for his word.
York Regional Police are still searching for at least one suspect who fled the scene with the 12-year-old in a vehicle after the attack. Anyone with information is being asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Brandon Shogri, City News.
All right, folks. So we're going to stop the video right there. It's clearly done. But, I mean, this is just, where do we begin here? Where do we begin here? First of all, 12-year-old. He gets arrested for an unrelated violent offense in August, right? So he's 12 years old, clearly a menace to society at this point, which is really sad because it's clear that this kid just has no guidance. He has no, I don't know who's raising this kid. I don't know who's raising him. And he was arrested and released on bail August 14th for another violent crime. That's where we should start here. So he gets arrested in August for violent offenses. He gets put on bail. So now he's out on bail and he's arrested for attempted murder. That looks like it was on September 2nd. And the entire thing is, for the most part, caught on video. They see him wait there. They're scheming, shoots the guy. He runs off. He gets into another video. You can clearly see that this kid is being groomed to be a murderer here. Okay? He could care less. He has absolutely no fear. Because whoever's grooming this kid is telling him, listen, if you get caught, you ain't got nothing to worry about anyway, because they're just going to let you out. So he sees it the first time. He's not going to have any fear going back to do something again after. And he was clearly right, because after this being arrested for attempted murder now, on the second time, he's out on bail the next day again, on bail for attempted murder. This man ran up on somebody and tried to unalive them. Now, they did say it looks like it was targeted, but they're not sure what the motive is. That is interesting. That's interesting. So they came to some type of a conclusion there. It was targeted. They're not exactly sure why, but they don't really know what's going on there. So, I mean, who knows? But when you release this kid, when this kid goes to court, he comes out and he's on bail. Whose custody is he in? Who's looking after this kid? Where are his parents? That's what I'm wondering. Because he's arrested on violent offenses. He gets back out and he's hopping in and out of a vehicle with a firearm at 12 years old. Like, who is his guardian? Satan? Like, what is happening here? I don't understand. Who's raising this kid? You just release him clearly to anywhere. I mean, does he live on the streets? What the heck is going on here? And the last thing is, I'm not going to make this a long video because I don't think it needs to be one. Because clearly we see that something is obviously wrong here. Okay.
It's completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
The government got to get on top of this immediately, because at some point they're the ones that should be held responsible for some of this nonsense going on, because you clearly see what this kid is capable of, and you just release him back out into the society instead of keeping his ass locked up and getting his brain checked and getting him some help. Clearly something's wrong here, and it needs to be taken care of. And when you don't take care of it, what happens? He goes out and he tries to murder someone. And now he's back on bail again. The last thing I want to mention is this. The video, when he went to shoot that dude in his driveway, when he's finished, he runs and jumps into a vehicle and the vehicle takes off. So there's an accomplice there. The law, when they figure out who these guys are who are grooming these kids and ruining this kid's life and using this kid to ruin the lives of other people and families, the law has to come down hard. The law has to come down ruthlessly hard on these people who are grooming these kids to be murderers. The people who are using these kids to do their dirty work because they know that this liberal government and the laws that we have right now are a joke, you need to throw the book at them. You need to throw the book at them. Because this is a 12-year-old kid. Clearly, he's not the smartest. He's not being raised properly. Clearly, he doesn't have any good parents or guardians around him. So these people are just taking advantage of him. But the thing is, these people are not 12. They're grown adults. And so they know what they're doing. This is really, really sad. And Mark Carney is supposed to be changing these laws up. And I'm waiting to hear what these are going to be, because I am waiting. And Doug Ford says that, Mark Carney is listening and he will be making adjustments to these laws. And so we are going to see soon what these are when the House of Commons resumes. So folks, at Mike Roach 23 on X, at Mike Roach 7 on IG, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Mike Roach podcast. I will be back again soon. It's your boy, and I'm out.